What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Hello everybody. Welcome. Yes, welcome to another live stream. Good evening, Mr. EM. Welcome to another live stream here with Flysimware. We are currently in Hawaii. Yes, we are. We are... Where exactly are we? We are north of Honolulu. It's not exactly telling me which island we're at. We are at the island of Kapa'a. If I'm not butchering that name, I think we're at the island of Kauai. No, Kapa'a. Where are we? I don't know. I don't know what the island name is. It might be Kauai, yeah. I think we're on the island of Kauai, but we are at the airport of Lihue. The airport of Lihue in Hawaii. This is probably the northernmost island of Hawaii. And today we're gonna go island hopping. Check out Hawaii. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do today. Let's jump in and get started with the flight today without further delay here from Lihue Airport. So let's go ahead and do that. Shall we do that? Yes, we shall. It's not a very Hawaiian typical sunny day here up at Lihue. It's fairly dark, fairly gloomy, and fairly dark, everybody. Okay. So here we are. We're gonna take a look around our lovely little aircraft here today. This jazz music is just reminds me of a hotel lobby. Probably too loud, isn't it? You know what, I'll leave it like that. Why not? Let's have a bit of hotel lobby music going on. Okay, so around here there is a rudder lock which apparently we can't interact with. Oh, we can't interact with this one. I didn't know that. Anyway, this is the Flysimware C414 Chancellor. This is the Cessna 414 Chancellor here by Flysimware. This aircraft is a brilliant rendition. I really like it. It is very similar to the 404 Titan, which is included by default in the Microsoft Flight Sim, except this one has a better flight model, better 3D modeling. As you can tell, you can literally see through the engines, very nicely modeled. And you've got a lot more in-depth system simulation in this particular aircraft. So it is fairly advanced simulation. If we're gonna compare it to the gold standard of the Piper Comanche, it is slightly less well simulated than that. Obviously, as you can tell, some of the walk-around stuff doesn't really work, does it? Can't really do much with that, so that's interesting. Yeah, neither can we like open this. This is actually, we can open this from the tablet, though I do know that. So yeah, it's not compatible with the walk-around mode here. However, apart from that, it's looking pretty good, right? It's looking pretty good, everybody. Pretty good. Okay. Let's jump into the cockpit here and get our flight started up. There we go. Okay, let's pull up our tablet here. Just like that. Let's get our power on. There we go. Until our engine sounds are going, we can have... Oh, and control locks are right here. We can remove them. Hide the yoke out of the way. Let's go down here. We'll turn on our nav lights right here in advance. I'll remove that bar out of the way on both of these, and I think we're ready to get started today. Now, before I do, we can take a look at the stuff that we can open and check and all of that good stuff. So if we come to, for example, nose door, you can actually open it up. Check that out. See, this aircraft does have all of that modeled. It's just that it's not compatible with the walk-around mode. But it is pretty cool, isn't it? Right wing locker. I've never even checked that. Oh, would you look at that? Got a right wing locker there. Very nice, right? Beautifully modeled. Okay, let's put that out. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can even open up the engine doors. Oh, check that out. Oh, ho, very nice. The textures inside here aren't the best in the world, as you can clearly tell, but not too bad. I'm not complaining. It is what it is, right? It's not something that dictates how good the experience is going to be for me, so I'm not really worried about it. And let's get started up. Shall we do that? Rudder lock is disengaged. That's good. Alrighty. There's a secret click spot here to charge up that EFB, by the way. I've been reading a little bit on this aircraft, on how it works and all of that good stuff. Okay, there we go. Let's stow that away for the time being. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to need it. Never mind. Let's go to our checklist before starting engines. Cabin door, seal, whatever, control locks, seat belts, fuel selectors to the main tank. Let's come to the fuel selectors here. Very typical fuel selectors that we see in many of the G aircraft. Let's put that on right main tank, left main tank, and looking good. Landing gear down, which it is. Yes, it is. Got a cup holder here somewhere. What is this? Oh yeah, this is the emergency landing gear extension. Okay, we've got throttle propellers mixture set. Let's do that right away. Oh, I forgot to get my throttle and quadrants and all that stuff attached. So give me 30 seconds while I do that here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. I believe I've got my controls ready to go. We'll find out, won't we? Find out how ready to go they are. Let me just connect up my Xbox controller there. Xbox controller connected. All right. It's enough goofing around, everybody. Let's get the RPM max mixture full rich. Let's get our throttle cracked right there. Brilliant. All circuit breakers in the pilot section in. I did not mess with them, so they should be all in. Okay, we're not gonna check the co-pilot side, forget about it. Okay, maybe we are. Yeah, everything seems to be in, right? Well, not all of them are actually modeled. Some of them are modeled, but some of them aren't modeled, but at least it has some level of modeling, which is pretty good, right? Okay, clock flight time to 0. Now there is a clock here which I'm not going to be using today. It's a fairly advanced one. It's right here, everybody. Okay, this is the one. I don't really want to use it. I don't really want to use it. Yeah, I'm not going to really use it. There's the clock. I don't know how to turn it on even, so it doesn't even matter. Alrighty, let's move on with that. Prop sync is off, which it is. Prop sync is right there. It is off. Brilliant. Battery switch on, gear position light, and fuel totalizer set. So battery switches are right here. Battery on. Right, that is battery on, everybody. And then let's see. Gear position lights are green, which it is. Fuel totalizer set, which is right here. How much fuel do we actually have? I gotta go check it. How much fuel do we actually have? Fuel tanks 29. Fuel 361 pounds. That's what we have. Okay, no, that's not enough. Let's increase the fuel here to 53 each. 655. Let's put 655 in our instrument there. How do I insert it? I have no idea. Gallons remaining 600 and... How do I input data in here again? I have no idea how to input data into this. Let me have a look at it. No, it's automatically doing that for us, so I'm not really worried. There you go. Fuel totalizer, whatever, set. Done. Sorry about that. Before starting engines, parking brake set, which it is set right here. Brilliant. Let's move on to the next. Starting engines. Propellers clear, magnetos on. Obviously, this is not how we're going to do this today. We don't need primer unless it is pretty cold. Let me check what our temperature is today. It is not pretty cold, so we don't need a priming of our engines. I'll put our auxiliary pump on.
Clear prop.
Magnetos on. And let's start our engines, yep. Right, left engine first. There we go. Right engine next. There you go. Both engines started up successfully. Both generators to on. Fuel pumps to off right here. Oh, we should have turned on our anti-collision lights. That's okay. I'm not really bothered about it right now. Cabin fan. Do we need a cabin fan and all of that? What's our climate right now? It's a little bit on the warm side. Might as well put on the cabin fan. We'll put that on. And what else do we do? Do we want to cool it down? Yes, we do, right? We want to cool it down a little bit. So we're going to put the cooler right here. We're going to put that on cool. And yeah, we'll just leave it like this. Allow this to cool down a little bit right there. Why do we have cabin? Yeah, we have cabin fan. Cabin heat is off. Good. All right. So, starting engines, anything else? No. Before taxi checklist, avionics on and set, which is right here. The avionics bus is right here. So I'm going to turn that on. There we go. Avionics coming to life. Brakes check. We'll do that in a bit. Flight instruments check. Throttles 1700 RPM. We need to lean the mixture out a little bit. So let's do that. Okay, we'll leave it just like that. There we go. I think that's good enough for us, yeah? For a mixture right here. Throttles 1700 RPM. We can do that. Let's cut our RPM down to 1700. There you go. We'll leave it there. L&R flow lights. Where are the annunciator? Where's the annunciator panel? I don't even know where it is. Ah, there it is. What does it say? Condition hydraulic. Oh, the auxiliary hydraulic stuff is actually flowing. Vacuum system, magnetos, propellers, flight instruments, throttles 1000 RPM. I think we're good to go. I think we're pretty much good to go here. Let's get our GPS ready. Okay, we'll leave it like that. I will turn on our lights here just for the sake of it. Just in case we need anything today. We need to set up our altitude for our cabin, right? We need to pressurize it. So I'm gonna go till aircraft altitude of about 4,000 into 1,000 feet. So I guess that's 1,400. What the heck? How does this even work? Let me come down here. Aircraft altitude. Cabin altitude. So aircraft altitude around 4. No, that doesn't make any sense. Cabin altitude is in the outer dial right here. Yeah. So aircraft altitude needs to be down here because we are not going very high up today. Apparently 12,000. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it right here then. Yeah, somewhere here. Good enough, I guess. Suppose. I don't know. Okay, since we're only going 4,000 feet today, most likely that's the ceiling I want to maintain. Where on earth is the transponder? Does it even have a transponder? Where is the transponder? Ah, there it is. Let's put it on altitude mode and we'll leave it on standby for the time being. Okay. We'll turn it on in a bit. Got a weather radar here, which we'll utilize in just a bit as well. Okay, I think we're good here. Apart from this auxiliary hydraulic thing that's happening right now. I don't know why it's being used right now. As if we don't have hydraulics. So that's kind of weird to me. But apart from that, I think we're okay right now. Right? We don't have any other hydraulic stuff to turn on or off in here. No, we don't. Okay, let me go to our cabin condition today. It's cooled down quite a bit now, so I can just, you know what, I'll leave it on cool mode, but I'll put the cooler down a little bit. Alright, and now we can come to our checklist and let's just taxi and we'll see what we can do before takeoff, right? Alright, we'll set an altitude here of 4,000 feet. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Done. Let's set our local pressure on the altimeter right here. That's done. Looking good. Looking good, everybody. Looking good. I think we're ready to taxi, yeah? Let's taxi and get out of here. So today we'll be taking off from runway 03 in Lihue Airport. Let me show you guys a little nav map here for a second. Here we are. Lihue Airport is right here, and we're going to be taking off from runway 03 because we've got a headwind from right there. Okay, so let's go ahead, taxi out of here, and we'll get lined up. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Gonna release the parking brake and turn ourselves. Did I just release the parking brake? Yes, I did. Ah, we are rolling. Very gently. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are turning around. There is a Cessna right there, Grand Caravan. What a beautiful sounding aircraft this is. Very nice. Isn't it very nice? Okay, let's focus on the taxiing here. UPS has landed at Lihue for some reason. Obviously, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, I do not have live traffic injection anymore because FSLTL has changed its provider, etc., etc. So until I get my hands on Beyond ATC, I will not be able to provide you guys with traffic injection. Alright. And I apologize sincerely for that little bit, guys. Let's turn off to the right here. What a gentle, beautiful beast this... Oh, it's not even a beast, it's a... I think this aircraft is akin to a strong lady, is what I would call it. I know that makes no sense, but I feel like this is what I would call this aircraft. Very beautiful and very nice, sort of classic G aircraft here. I love it. The weather is live. Definitely, Mr. EM, we're flying on live weather. In fact, we're flying on everything live, aren't we? Live weather, real time. That's my preferred way of flying, but sometimes, you know, you gotta switch it up. But today we are keeping everything on live. I was hoping for a really sunny Hawaiian escapade. Unfortunately, we won't be having that today. Because of the weather, obviously. No need. Traffic, sometimes they're weird. Yes, it is weird sometimes, but the Beyond ATC traffic is not bad at all. Which is why I'm saying once I get my hands on Beyond ATC. It's pretty loud out here, isn't it? I don't know by how much you guys can hear my voice over the background sounds. I hope it's enough. Okay, let's pump a little brake here. There we go. Just giving it a bit of brake. Not that we're traveling very quickly per se, but still. We can kind of hold short right here. There we go. Perfect. Let's turn on our transponder on altitude mode right there. Okay, we'll turn that on. There you go. Let's get down to our lights here. Turn on... Oh, we forgot to turn on taxi lights. My bad. We're just going to put the landing lights on. We're going to put our pitot heats on. I don't think we need any other anti-icing today. We'll perform our before takeoff checklist. Fuel quantity, that's fine. Emergency crossfeed check open. Push down, that's done. Cowl flaps open, which we have to do right now. Alright, let's put this right here. Put that parking brake back on. Let's make sure our cowl flaps are open, which they actually aren't. I'm being honest, they aren't actually open. Yep. So we need to open that. Okay, trim tab takeoff. Set for takeoff. Yes, it is. Cowl flaps open. Trim tab set for takeoff. Wing flaps up. Wing flaps up. Well, the wing flaps up. Okay. Prop sync off. That's fine. Lights is required. That's fine. Pressurization. Annunciator panel. Is our annunciator panel clear? It's not. That's the problem. I don't know what to do to turn this off. I have no idea what to do to turn this off. I don't know where the hydraulic controller is or whatever. I don't know why. Maybe fuel mixture? If I pull fuel mixture, no, that's not doing anything for us. So I don't know what this is about, in all honesty, guys. I don't know what this is about. So our annunciator is not clear. I don't know how to clear it. Well, that's okay. I'll learn that some other time. Auxiliary fuel pumps high, which is what I just did. Flight controls, ice protection, seat belts, landing lights, power, mixture. And then takeoff, engine instruments, air minimum control after takeoff, gear up, flaps up, yaw damper, low auxiliary fuel, whatever. And for cruise, I'm pretty sure we have... Okay. Wait. We're supposed to put this back down to low. So what about climb? Mixtures. What about the fuel pump for climb, for cruising? Doesn't tell me anything about it. That's interesting. Okay, so I don't know how to get rid of this light here. I'm very sorry about that. Don't know how to get rid of this light at all. And I do not know where the control for that is either. Okay. Anyway, so given all of that, let me take a look at my cabin condition right now. It's getting warm, so let's put the cooler on a little bit. I'll leave that cooler on high so we can cool down a little quicker there. And it's time for us to take off. Anyway, when we take off, it's going to get pretty cold anyway. All right, we're ready for takeoff. Let's get started. Setting power. Good to go. Everything looking good. Release parking brake. There we go. Hold on a second, guys. Let me switch that to flight mode so we don't have any more annoying music with us. There we go. Okay, I do not like the head anticipation ground roll thing that it has going on. Let's take off nice and easy. There we go. Gear up. Very nice. Whilst I do my checklist here, I'm going to give it off to the autopilot for just a second. Whilst I do my checklist. Okay, just a little bit. I'll just arm this anyway in case we reach that altitude. Cowl flaps. We need to put those to closed. Let's do that right away. RPM down. Propeller. Let's ease off the throttle a little bit. Flaps up. Power set around right there. That's exactly where I want it. Sounds good to me. Okay, we can pull that mixture to be quite lean there. Okay, apart from that, what else are we looking at? Let's put this back down to circulate. Let's put that back down. There we go. I think we're good now. Let's come down here. Landing lights retract. Everything else here looks okay. We might need to turn on the cabin heat momentarily. Depends on how we are going to fly this. Let's go towards heading mode. And we will turn back out towards where we came from. There we go. I think our checklist is looking pretty okay, right? We're climbing well. Everything is looking all right. This is on. Altitude mode. That's good. Yeah, it's all right. We can turn on our prop sync if we want to. And we are looking okay. Our temperature is a little higher than I would like, so we can actually come to the... I mean, a little lower than I would like. So we can come to our cabin heat here. I need to save a view for this. It's so difficult. Cabin heat is right here. Left hand, right hand, and we can pull our heats here, just like that. Okay, that'll kind of warm up our aircraft right there. If we come in here, we can actually turn on cabin heat. And we've put this on circulate mode. That's good enough. Okay, just to make sure we don't warm up here. I'm just gonna push this in. There we go. We're warming up a little too much now. Yeah, that's a little too much. I'm gonna turn off the cabin heat. I'm gonna turn off the cabin heat right there and keep it exactly the way it is. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. Alright, we are in the middle of clouds and we can see nothing. So it's time for us to turn back around and let's go for a little tour of Hawaii. Shall we do that? Let's turn back around towards our island now and let's take a nice little tour. I can't seem to get the heating right and it's beginning to piss me off. Let's try that. How about that? I don't want it to cool down this much. I don't want it to cool down this much. Okay, we'll put that in just like that. Okay, I cannot see anything. Look at this. It's too dense of a cloud, isn't it? Okay, no problem. Let's disconnect autopilot. And we'll manually head down towards the island, okay? So let's do that. Ooh, that's a little too much, but we're okay. We'll just head down towards the island right here. And we'll check it out if we can. I don't think now was the best day to fly around in Hawaii. Okay, I'm flying IFR at this point. Let me just try and keep the aircraft a bit steady, which I'm having a serious difficulties doing. So let's try to get out of these clouds. You can kind of see. Ah, there we go, finally. Got visuals right ahead. Right, let's go check out Hawaii. Need to ease off the throttle here. Oh, that looks great though. I don't like this FS realistic profile. It's pissing me off. It's very annoying, isn't it? I don't know. Are you guys enjoying the realism or what's happening? Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful island of Kapa'a, I believe. I don't know what this island is called. It's giving me too many names for me to discern which one I'm supposed to go by. There we go. That's absolutely beautiful right here. Okay. Let's continue flying around the island. I wish we had good weather, but cut the throttles out a little bit. Looking good. Not too bad. Just a little too fast, but apart from that, we're alright. Very bumpy ride, though. And there's a little bit of rain right there. I was about to call Hawaii the Sunshine State, but that is incorrect. It's Colorado. Colorado is the Sunshine State. I suppose I wouldn't like it very much. I am not someone who likes the sun. Okay, we are pitching up too much. Okay, I am not someone who likes the sun very much. Alright. Check that out, everybody. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. It's a good thing we're going really quickly today, because otherwise our journey today is going to be very, very long, because we have to check out all the islands in Hawaii pretty much. So that's what we're doing today. Hawaii. Should we put the weather radar on? Yeah, why not? That's a little too much. We'll leave it like this. How about that? Is that lovely? All right. Looking good, finally. We will have a cinematic look around. We'll do that in a bit. Especially when we're crossing between the islands, I believe that's a good time for us to have a cinematic view of the whole thing. Brilliant. Very, very nice. Do I have this? Do I have this properly simulated? This is weather, that's a map. There you go. So I think we'll use our weather here today, obviously, right? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh look, there's an airport right there. Obviously we can't land in it, we're not prepared for a landing, but yeah. We'll still do a very low flyby here. That is the ground radio altimeter telling us we have crossed minimums, basically. Whatever we have set as minimums. Whatever we have set as minimums. Okay, let's give it a bit of juice. And let's continue our beautiful flight around Hawaii. We're going to continue hand flying it whilst we're exploring the islands. Very nice. It's a coastal trip today, so we're just circling the islands. We're not exactly going inland. And that's by design. There we go. What a beautiful engine sound that is, huh? It's pretty cool engine sound. We need a bit of music in here, don't we? Whilst GA flying, we still need a bit of music, don't we? Feel like we do, huh? I usually reserve the music for cinematic mode, but right now, since we're hand flying, I don't think we're going to... you know what? Since we're hand flying so close to the ground, I don't think we need music. I think we are just fine. Coming up on a little town here. I have no idea what it's called. You know what? Now is an opportunity for us to turn inland if we want to. So let's just do that. I know I said no turning inland, but I can't resist. cannot resist. Okay. Let's shift in here. Just have a little bit of a gander at Hawaii, which honestly the vegetation is amazing. The vegetation is amazing. Okay, look at that. This place looks marvelous. Avoid those trees there. There we go. That's us getting really close to the ground, but that's okay. Trying to use my nose, my rudder, to turn our aircraft in there, and we're gonna go this way. Yeah, this aircraft is very slippery on its yaw axis from what I'm seeing. The yawing is not very good. Is that how it is in real life? I have no idea, but this is fun. I'm having a good time going through these valleys. Let's try and point our nose into here. Pretty tight fit right there, everybody. We might slam in here, but we've managed to make it through. Oh, all right. This is mostly rudder being used to turn, by the way. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Look at that rock formation right there. That's very, very nice. Yeah, apart from the actual textures on the thing, it's actually looking very nice, huh? Give it a bit more juice here. Want to maintain a high airspeed in case we some questionable looking plans here. No, I'm just kidding. They're just okay. Should have probably put the radio altimeter down to 0, huh? When performing this, but we're okay here. This aircraft is perfectly comfortable. No issues, and it's looking fantastic. Look at that. Yep. I like it. I like it. This is not a jet. I must be careful. These are some very steep ravines here. And thank God I didn't turn left right there. Would have face planted into that wall, but this is pretty cool. Who knew Hawaii was this beautiful? I think everyone knew, but still, very nice. Textures. I hope somebody makes a mod that will inject. Well, map replacement is there, but I'm not paying for map replacement. I hope somebody puts in some sort of mod to sharpen these things up, because they're really taking away from the experience, in my opinion. But still, very, very good looking. Looks, this kind of really detailed experience I think will not be possible in 2020, despite the sharper textures. So I guess it's a trade-off that I'm willing to accept. Okay, let's have a quick oh, that's too much manifold pressure right there. Quick flyby mode. Oh my lord, I don't want to face plant. Okay. Okay, which way do we turn? This could decide our fate. Oh, and we only have one choice anyway. Look at that deep ravine kind of pit right there. The winds in there must be so fascinating, right? On a windy day, there must be a nice little vortex going on, like a mini tornado in there. Anyway, we're turning off to our right here. What a beautiful area to be flying crazy in. Okay, we are getting... I think I need to try to visit and explore Réunion. Yes, I'm aware of Réunion, the French islands. Oh my god, look at that cliff face. And we are losing our airspeed. This is not good for us. Okay, emergency power. Let's go full RPM. Yep, we're losing our power. This is not good. No. I have been deceived, ladies and gentlemen, once again by this terrain. We're done for. We're done for. We are done for. I'm entering slew mode. Yep. Okay. I've been deceived. You see, one of the things that I keep forgetting, when you're flying in places like this, you have to look at the vertical rate, not the altitude. Because the altitude does not mean a thing when you're flying in terrain like this. You have to look at your VS. And if you looked at my VS, it was maxed out at 3. Okay, I'm gonna use the slope here to gain some speed. So that's exactly what we're gonna do here. I'm just gonna let the aircraft fall out right here. Just like this. There we go. Okay, very nice. I did not want to crash today. We're gonna cut our RPM and our power very... Okay, we need to cut power. See, once again, you need to look at your VS. The terrain can be very deceiving. Yes, a rich mixture will definitely help. Terrain can be very deceiving when you're using it, when you're flying like this. So that's something to... VS is a very important indicator. Alright, so that's something to remember, ladies and gentlemen. And I did not expect the terrain to be this severe, so I did not pay any attention. So as you can tell, our VS is very, very low. Even though it seems like we're so stable when it comes to the ground. It's a ground that's actually falling away. And we're trying to we're trying to keep in line with the ground, but the ground is dropping beneath us too fast. And that is what will lead to an overspeed or a stress or a potential stall, and that is what is going on. You see that? So it's very, very important to keep an eye on that. Okay, so we've explored basically half of this island. Not much more than that. Let me just keep an eye on that. There we go, we're good. So we've explored half of this island. Did I answer that comment? Yes, I did. I was saying yes, a rich mixture will definitely help with your situation there. Let's put our RPM back a little higher to about 2500. There we go. We'll put our... yeah, that's good enough. Our engines are not really being stressed, to be honest. Okay, what we'll do now is we will go on to the next island, okay? Our weather radar is showing some stuff up, but we'll head on towards the next island. So let's do that. Shall we do that? Let's say goodbye to this beautiful island. Okay, I'm being slammed by winds at the moment. 26 knot, 24 knot, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we're being slammed by winds, but that's okay. I think we're okay. Excellent. That's looking good. Let's now fly on to the next island, which is basically we're going to Honolulu now. Okay, we are going to Honolulu. I'm going to continue turning here. And we should cross our island, our airport somewhere nearby. Lihue is very nearby now. We're not going to land there. We're just going to go straight into Honolulu and we're going to land at Honolulu. Once we do land there, we'll see how things go. I also, since we are heading on to the next island now, I think it's time for us to give it off to the autopilot. Autopilot engage. Not altitude hold mode. Let's go climbing on that. Heading set this way. Thank you very much. Heading off to that direction right there. Let's put that down. Let's give our engine power. There we go. Looking good. We're going to arm this altitude of 4,000 feet. And, yep, there we go. We can finally take a look at some cinematic views here, can't we? We can take a look at some cinematic views now. Brilliant. Let's climb up towards 4,000 feet. All right, everybody. Time for some cinematic views and some lounge music. Okay, let's do that. I think the autopilot is doing a good job. I wanted to put some Hawaiian themed music, but I completely forgot about that. I'll do that for you guys next time for sure. Maybe all way high. Don't show which runway you land. Let me try to guess. Yeah, I won't, well, there isn't much in the way of guessing, to be honest with you. RPM, no. You want to keep your RPM slightly lower than max. You don't want to push it to max, you know what I mean? Feel free to take a guess, Mr. EM. This aircraft is too loud, huh? Yeah, I think it's too loud, I guess. I guess so, it is too loud. Yeah, like when I speak, it's still quite loud when I speak as well, isn't it? Yeah, I guess it's a little too loud. Yep, it's definitely a little too loud. I don't know what's going on with my yeah. We're looking just fine inside the cockpit. Trying to fix this sound exactly how I want it. And I'm not entirely sure that it's working at the moment. I cannot exactly tell what you guys are hearing. hope this is okay. I cannot really tell. Yeah, I think it's alright. I'm still trying to see. Hello. Okay, let's see. We're on our way to Honolulu, flying over the water there. That is the open ocean, the Pacific, and we are on our way towards the second island. Let's see how this goes, eh? The aircraft is very loud from the outside, I have to say. It is pretty loud from the outside, yeah. PHNL is Honolulu International. I don't think that's where we are heading today. No, we're not going there right away. I think we will perform a landing there though. We'll definitely perform a landing there. I know a few information only about PHNL. Never visit other islands up here. Yeah, I've also only visited Honolulu or something. No, I visited another airport. Which one was it? PHKO is what I visited here, I believe. I've never even gone to Honolulu here, if I'm not mistaken. What destination? PHKO. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go to... Just setting up my flight plan here. I forgot to do that earlier, so that I have a better idea of exactly which islands we are visiting today, everybody. There's a lot of islands on the itinerary today. It's a very long live stream. It is a very long live stream, everybody. Okay. Excellent. It won't be long now. Just crossing our island, taking a little bit of a break from hand flying this aircraft. Just checking out the views. I love the sound of the engine on this one. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Look at that. What a view right there, ladies and gentlemen. What a view. So whilst we are cruising along here, let me use this chance to show you guys our journey on Little Nav Map, which if I can find a proper theme for it, I'll be much happier with it. Unfortunately, I think it's good enough. It's just, no, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. I think yeah, I'll just leave it on Google Maps. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm talking about right here. There you go. We are gonna fly on down towards Dillingham Airfield before we turn and check out the island of Honolulu. Then we'll land at Honolulu International itself. Then we'll fly on towards Molokai. We'll actually take a look at the entire island perhaps, depending on what I feel like. And then we'll fly on towards this airport here, which I don't know what the name is. What is it called? Lanai Airport. We'll go to Lanai. And then from Lanai, we'll come down here to Ellison Onizuko. I don't know. None of the names. Wait, hold on. Let me read the name properly. Ellison Onizuka Kona. Ellison. Is it Ellison or Ellison? Ellison. Yeah, it's Ellison. Okay. Ellison Onizuka Kona International Airport. And then finally, we'll end our journey in Waimea Kohala. That's what's happening today. So it's a long journey today, a very long live stream. Maybe we'll refuel somewhere along the way, I don't know, but it is a long live stream today. As you can tell, we're literally halfway through our second island. We haven't even reached towards our second island. Yeah, that's what's happening today, ladies and gentlemen. Still holding 4,000 feet. That will give us a nice little view around here. The engine sounds are absolutely amazing, but very loud. I think I know what to do. Yeah, I think I know what to do. If you guys don't mind, if you could just give me 1 second to sort something out here. Okay, that didn't work. They are V8 or V12. I have no idea what kind of piston engines these are. I have no idea what kind of engines they have. I don't think they are V anything. I think these are flat. Let me go check that out. Let me go check that out. Shall we do that? Okay, it has, it's a piston engine. Let me check it out. It's a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. I think they are not V layout, obviously not. I don't think V is a common layout for engine stuff. They are flat. Yep, they are flat 6 as expected. There are 6 pistons in total, 6 cylinders, 1 per cylinder, and they are a flat 6. Flat 6 as expected for such an aircraft. I have a lot that I need to check here. I hope you guys are still able to hear everything. Yep, you are. I don't know how to change my monitoring device on OBS. That is a big problem. Let me check this out. Let me see how I can sort this out. For now, turbocharged. That's why they are loud. Yeah, they're very loud. They're very, very loud. Let me go to my sound settings. Let me see what I can do about this. This is how can I change the volume mixer? OBS. Now OBS output should be to yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I think yeah, hold on. I think I got it, guys. I think I got it. I think I got it. Yep, I got it. Very cool. I got it. No, we have not. We have not at all. We're still flying towards Dillingham here. We've got a bit of distance left. Okay, now I can finally tell what you guys are hearing. Yeah, so that's much better. I can actually hear myself, which is kind of annoying. But apart from that, I think everything is good here. Yes, it is. That's perfect. Couldn't be better than that. Excellent. I can now hear exactly what you guys are hearing. Isn't that what we want, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, we're now, I think we're not too far away now from our destination. I believe it's time for us to take control here. Oh no. I think I made a bit of a mistake here. Give me a second, guys. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. That is much better. Alrighty, ducking for... Okay, that's fine. Alright, so what I will do is we'll continue flying. We'll fly over our destination of Dillingham Airport and then we'll turn back around and come into land. So it's not gonna be that bad. As a matter of fact, I believe. Yeah, that's a lot of wind sounds coming. There's a lot of wind sound from that particular angle. Wait, what just happened? Ah, never mind. Okay, we've reached our destination pretty much. But for some reason... Oh, hold on, guys. I'm very sorry again. I've got something wrong here. Yep, okay. Something is wrong here again. Oh my god. I'm having audio issues. Okay, let's return to flight mode here. Yeah. Something is not right. I can't tell what it is, but something is not right. Something is wrong here. Okay. Whatever it is, it's time for us to come in and land at Dillingham. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Now, to make that happen, as you can tell, today it is very, very, very... it's bad weather. So let's disconnect our autopilot. Let's cut our throttle. Let's cut our throttle a lot, as a matter of fact. Let's turn our aircraft around, okay? We're going to descend here and we're going to put ourselves into a nice little turn. There we go. I think I've made a mistake here. Yeah, I have. There we go. Let's just keep it like this. Oof, the aircraft is crazy. Nope, 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 nope. I don't like this. I hate the way how this FS realistic thing is behaving. I really need to tune it. It's not good at all. It's really throwing me off in the way how I fly. It's just messing everything up. I need to seriously fine-tune my profiles. Okay, let's just try a gentle descent here without getting thrown off by this foolish thing. Okay, I think we're okay. The weather is very bad. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today with my audio, but there's something off about it. Yep, 414. You've got the 414 in 2020. Okay, there is the airport we're supposed to land at. We need to come in from the other direction. Guys, I really don't know what's going on with the sound today. And I'm trying my best to sort it out, but I can't seem to do it. I really can't seem to do it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's just not showing. I don't know what's wrong with my sound here today. The weather is absolutely horrendous. I mean the aircraft, yeah, I sound okay. The music is all okay. It's just something, and you can also hear the FS realistic sounds. You can kind of hear the engine from the outside. Right? But from the inside, you can't hear anything. Wait. Did that just work for a second? It worked for a second. Yeah, something is seriously off with my sounds here. I don't know what's going on. And the aircraft is acting really crazy. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm having a very hard time with holding this thing stable, so I'm gonna go towards heading mode here. I hate these slow turning knobs here. Okay, I'm gonna hold altitude. I'm gonna keep it here. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, it's normal weather for the Beaver, but not for us. Something is very seriously off with my audio, and I can't tell what it is. It's beginning to very seriously annoy me. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah. It's so annoying, isn't it? Those knobs are just very annoying. Yeah. Something is not functioning as it should. Stream output is track 1. And this one, properties, it is in track 1. Okay. I guess I don't really have a choice. Yeah, the engine sounds, you guys can kind of hear it now, but something is not right, man. I can't tell what it is. I just can't tell what it is. I don't know if it's improved for 2024. I suppose it is. It should be, right? It should be. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me or anything. No, weather radar does work. Mr. Mykoff, it does work. I saw it working earlier, so I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Something just ain't right here and I can't tell what it is. Yeah. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on today, but I hope you guys can hear something today. I don't know. I'll just have to go back and check my audio after the stream. Anyway, that's enough time wasting on that audio nonsense that I'm having today. Yeah, this isn't right. This is not what you guys are supposed to be hearing right now. Oh, I really don't know what's going on. Did the... Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a second, guys. I'm really sorry. But I want to check if my audio setting here has changed. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll send it to my speakers. I will send communications off to my speakers as well. Confirm. Okay, and then I'll change this one out to my speakers. Mute this. There we go. I think now you guys can hear me. Now you guys can hear the aircraft too, can't you? Kind of, right? I don't get it. Why are the FS realistic sounds so loud? Oh my god, today's one of those days where the sim is absolutely pissing me off. Okay, there's something wrong with my mouse now. Today's one of those days, huh? It does do that, doesn't it? The thing is, it's tied in with my chase plane as well. Too many things go wrong when I switch it off. Yeah, what is going on here? Hold on a second. Let me check my filters here. There's something that's... There you go. That's much better, isn't it? That's much better. Yeah. That is much better. I know it is. I know it is. I know it is. Now we can finally hear our aircraft. There you go. Everything is working. Brilliant. I apologize about this, guys. I do apologize about this. Alright. Entirely my bad. Okay. Let me just increase the volume on my headphones if I can, and then we're back in business. There you go. I've done that and we're back in business. Brilliant. We're back in business. Yeah. All right. It's time to party. We have gone too far from where I want to be. It's okay. Just going to disconnect the autopilot. I'm going to give it a turn right here. FS Realistic does need a lot of tuning, Mr. Mike Coffee. It really does. But yeah, you guys can finally hear the aircraft and everything really well right now. Let me charge up our tablet here. There you go. Brilliant. Cabin temperature looking good. Let me check out what my cinematic music sounds like now. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine for us. Brilliant, everybody, brilliant. We are back in business. Excellent. That is exactly what I needed. All right. The audio is a very important part of the Fly the Noob stream experience. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not using headphones, I strongly recommend that you do. Okay, I'm gonna set this altitude. We don't need to worry about any of this. Let's just prepare ourselves for landing. Shall we do that properly this time? Let's come down here to our before. Forget the descent. Forget the descent stuff. I think we're okay. Radial altimeter minimum's 200 as usual. Pressure. I'm not worried about the pressure today either. I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll be just fine with the pressure here as well. Yeah, we're okay. We'll be just fine with the pressure there. Let's move on to before landing checklist. Auxiliary low, that's done, that's done. It's just the same stuff, you know, the regular old stuff we need to worry about. Oops, we don't supposed to climb there, but we'll go down here. For the sake of academic exercise, let's keep our pitch trim down here. It is literally at sea level. There's 4 feet elevation. We don't need to worry about any of this today. Prop sync can come off. There we go. Looking good. Let's see how well we can land into Dillingham. We are approaching it at a blistering speed, which I probably should start slowing down. So let me cut my throttle there. As a matter of fact, let me cut my throttle down even further right there. Looking good. Let's see indeed. Okay, I've got some settings I need to worry about. Okay, let me try and do that whilst... Yeah, I've got some settings I need to worry about. There we go. That's brilliant. These are speakers. Yes, they are. And I'm going to rename all of this. Whilst trying to land the aircraft at the same time. So I'm multitasking here, and as you know, if you haven't noticed already, I'm not a very good multitasker. I'm terrible at it, but I'm trying it. Okay? There we go. I think we are ready to party. I think we're ready to party, everybody. Looking good. You guys should be able to hear me really well right now. Should be able to hear the engine sounds just fine, and the ducking should be on point. Alright, we're looking great as we're coming to land towards Dillingham. Our speed has bled off a little too much, huh? Should we gun it? Let's gun it. Let's gun it. Oh yes, that's exactly what we want to hear, isn't it? Okay, today's stream is going to be quite long at this rate. We've just about reached Dillingham Airfield. So you guys let me know if you want me to do this as part 1 or 2, or just continue with the same live stream, I think. Whichever because I do have a second live stream planned for today, and that one was out of Cork, Ireland, using the Piper Comanche. So I do have a second live stream. If we continue to do the entire Hawaii Island thing, I wasted a lot of time with the audio setup, and that is entirely my fault. But apart from that, if we continue to check out the entirety of Hawaii today, it is going to be it's going to be pretty late when we finish up today. It doesn't matter. It's flying anyway, right? We can do this forever. That's right. I'm at 2000. I think I can give it off to my autopilot if I can just get my heading knob to... Let me just do this. Let me get my heading knob. Oh, lordy. Let me put this right here. Let me give it off to the autopilot right now, and we'll hold that altitude right here at around 2000, something like that. Okay, there we go. We should flatten out momentarily, and we are looking good. I'll put that out. There we go. We'll hold... No. I said altitude mode. Thank you. Hold that altitude. Thank you very much. Brilliant. Our speed is looking good. Everything is looking great. We'll just continue flying towards it. Let's check our cabin temperature. On the warm side now, so we can engage a little bit of cooling if we want to. And we can cut off... do we cut off the warmers? Yeah, we need to cut off the warmers. Cut it off right here. We'll leave it like this. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Our cowl flaps need to open before landing. We should possibly turn on a couple of lights here. Some stuff to do here. Not too much. Nothing too bad. Okay, we're coming up on our airport. We can see it right ahead of us. So, mixture rich. Prop RPM max. I'm going to... Wait, is the cowl flap open or closed? It is closed. I'm going to open up our cowl flaps. I'm going to cut the throttle. I'm going to cut the throttle a lot here so we can slow down. RPM is going to be maxed out from here on out. This is set on low. Let's come down and set some lights up, shall we? Let's put this down here. We'll leave this on as well. Cabin fan can remain on. Everything else here can remain to on position. Let's come down here, check our before landing checklist. Prop sync off, propellers, wing flaps down 45, and gear is all we have left to do. Brilliant, everybody. Let's turn this thing off right here. As a matter of fact, I will leave it... just leave it on circulate. Okay, autopilot disconnect. Throttle cut. Completely. I'm gonna reduce my RPM momentarily here, just so I can slow us down very quickly here. There we go. Gear extension. Look at that. Looking very good. Flap extension. Flap extension. Look at how beautiful we look when we come into land. Come on, guys. Isn't that just a wonderful scene right there? You can't hate on that, can you? Okay, RPM max. Engine up. Oh, difficulty controlling our aircraft here. Trying to get sky dolly to work at the same time as trying to fly the aircraft. Very difficult, but we'll try and do it. Sky dolly recording successfully. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do. Look at this cliffside. My goodness, it looks really good. We've got some terrible winds here. I don't know why it's so turbulent. The headwind is at 23 knots, as you can see from the display here. We probably need our cabin to cool down a little bit, right? So we'll put that on. I'll just leave that on. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Not very kind. Yeah, imagine that. We're on live weather and we have bad weather in Hawaii. I was expecting a nice sunny flight, especially because I'm not very used to this aircraft, right? It's pretty new to me. And I was expecting something really, really easy to fly with and whatever, but here we are. Not very easy at all. Let's come in, shall we? We'll see how we can make it with this particular landing here. We'll see what we can do, everybody. What we can do. This is an old aircraft in the sim. Yeah, it is. Minimums. It's so nice. I love this cockpit so much. I love this aircraft. I can't tell you just how much I love it. The Cessna 404 Titan. Okay, I need to focus. Time to focus. Let's give it a bit more power here. Just to maintain that speed. We could touch down here, but kind of want to go past the threshold. You know what I mean? There we go. Alright, down we go. And FS Realistic is messing this up for us a little bit. The views. I hate this ground roll thing and I don't know how to switch it off. It doesn't work. Lord, it's annoying. I'm just gonna pump the brakes right here, which is a little too much, and I'm gonna turn us around. Okay, I'm gonna turn us around right here. I know we went off there a little bit, but I was a bit lazy to go all the way around. Okay, so I'm gonna hold short here, give it a bit of RPM. Gonna hold short right here. And I'm going to put the parking brakes on. I'm gonna take a look at our landing replay before we do anything else here. Shall we do that? Because we got Sky Dolly running. Let's check out our replay. Okay, Sky Dolly has recorded successfully. Yeah, ignore that, but let's go ahead and check out our landing, shall we? Right from around here, we'll play it. Let's see what we did. There we go. Yep, and then I got made a little bit dizzy there by FS Realistic. Annoying thing. But anyway, that landing was pretty good. This aircraft is an absolute machine. One of those old as gold classics. We're gonna go ahead and see that landing one more time. Let's actually a couple more times. Let's try it from this view. I really hate FS Realistic Plus. I need to fine-tune the settings. It's very annoying. That was a butter landing. We would have had a perfect landing had it not been for this useless drifting. Okay, anyway. Let me calm myself down. Let's go ahead and watch another landing replay, and once we do... look at how quick we are. Brilliant. Check that out one more time. Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Let's go and find ourselves where we left off our aircraft. Right here. So let's jump in here. Get back into our flight deck. And we're good to go, right? Yes, we are. Okay, so I'll release the parking brake. We'll turn around. Should we go in and park? There's no need for us to park here today, to be honest. We don't need to park here. Yeah, we don't. You know what we'll do? We'll take off and we'll take a trek around the island. So what I'm gonna do right now is to just taxi ourselves. Yeah, I think, yeah, let me taxi ourselves. I don't want to take off with a tailwind though. Okay, I think I know what we can do. Okay, release parking brake. And we're rolling. No need to park here. Coffee shop is closed. That's right. That's right, Mr. Mike Coffee. Coffee shop is closed. Why park where there's no coffee? Let's put our flaps up all the way. And we can leave these here. We can pull our mixture right here. We can put our landing lights retracted for now. Taxi light is on though, so we're good to go. Let's put that on standby. Okay, I'll leave it on off at the moment. Okay. Put it on map mode, and there's our map mode. Okay, we'll leave our alt transponder exactly how it is. Wait, the wind just shifted. No, it didn't. Never mind. Okay, I thought the wind just shifted. I was gonna get very, very angry there. I'm kidding. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Sky Dolly. Get it ready for our next landing replay, whichever that might be. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our beautiful aircraft. What a classic, beautiful little GA aircraft taxiing along here. Good evening, Mr. Runners. Welcome to the live stream. You have joined us in time for our takeoff from Dillingham Airfield in Hawaii. Ah, is that right, Mr. Mike Coffee? Talking about butts. Talking about butts. My behind is beginning to hurt now because I've been sitting down for too long in a straight. I'm getting old, everybody. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Let's turn around here. Okay. Sorry about that abrupt braking there. Entirely my fault, but let's turn around right here. I'll turn on our lovely little weather radar. Let's put that back. Let's put that back. Let's put that back on high as well. We need to leave the cowl flaps open, yes, for takeoff. Okay, let's give it a little bit of power here and we can get out of here. Okay, that's too much power. Am I getting younger tomorrow? Is that right? Okay, we'll take off and take a look around the island of Honolulu before landing into Honolulu International. Now, I don't know if I should leave this stream here for today at 2 hours or we should continue flying after we land into Honolulu and maybe do the rest of the islands as a part 2 perhaps. I'm not too sure. We'll decide that in a bit. Am I using flaps today? Nope. No flaps. Our passengers are steaming here, but they'll be cold in just a second, so I'm not going to do anything about the climate control. Let's go for it. Max RPM. Full throttle. Yep, that FS realistic ground roll thing is still annoying the crap out of me. Why is it so sensitive? Lord, it's too much. Okay, late takeoff. Gear up, just like that. Flaps are already up. We don't need to worry about that. Head back into the cockpit here. Nice and easy climb out. Let's put some distance between us and the ground before I ease off the throttle. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right away anyway. Ease off the propeller there. Speed is not looking very good. So I'm going to dip our nose a little bit. Give it a bit of airspeed there. And we are out of Dillingham, everybody. Okay. Beautiful. I'm gonna give it off to the autopilot here for a second. It's gonna hold altitude and increase our speed. It's a rather low altitude, but I'm okay with that. Let's put this to low here. Let's put this to retract. Let's turn that off. Every other light can be turned on here. Cabin fan is on, and our cabin temperature should begin cooling momentarily. In case it isn't, we can turn this to high. Okay, so we can cool our cabin a little bit. There we go. Cool it down for our passengers. Mixture can come down to right here. We can put the mixture right here. We don't want to go any lower than that. It's not like we are very low here. I mean very high, sorry. Okay, let's explore the island of Honolulu a little bit. I believe the Pearl Harbor Memorial is actually modeled. Yes, it is. We can head there. I think we can head there. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll see what we can do. We'll take a look at it. I don't know if I'm in the right place for that, but we'll find out. Right? Okay, I can ease off the manifold pressure there a little bit. Although we do have a very strong headwind. Excellent. Feels sick that the FBI guy from USA went snorkeling at the memorial and the memorial looks... is that right? I heard something about that. Memorial looks nice in 24. Okay, then I'll take a look at it. That should be in Pearl City, right? Oahu? It should be Oahu, Pearl City. Yeah, it should be in Pearl City. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is pretty much the memorial. Yeah, I believe. Yep. The Arizona Memorial is right here. Pearl Harbor Memorial and the Memorial Ferry. The USS Utah and the USS Missouri. Mississippi, Missouri. Okay. USS Missouri is here, the Battleship Museum. Got the USS Utah Memorial, I think where it sunk, it's there, I'm not sure. Yep, there we go. It's modeled and we're going to check it out in Pearl City. Okay, we're going to check it out. Let's check out our speed here, a little on the high side, but that's okay. Just to avoid us overspeeding, I'm going to ease off a little bit on the manifold pressure, just a little bit. Everything else here is looking set and looking good. We can turn on that prop sync right there if we want to. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Cowl flaps need to be closed now. It's long time. We should have closed our cowl flaps a long time ago. There you go. Wait, are they open right there or what? What's going on? What the? Why is the drone mode flying away from us? It's not supposed to fly away from us. Okay, I need to fix that in FS Realistic, I suppose. That's prop wash, by the way. The sound that you're hearing is prop wash. Ah, there we go. Cowl flaps have been closed up properly. There you go. This is prop wash that you're hearing. I just figured that out. Okay, island looks great. We got some windmills here. Oh, a sudden dip of the nose right there. Let's turn our aircraft in towards the land and take a look at what we can see, eh? Looks fantastic. The beaches look great. I'd love to visit Hawaii sometime. I'd love to visit Hawaii. check out underneath us. Look at that. Saint Bart's. Ah, Saint Bart's. Princess Juliana. Or is it Juliana? I'm not too sure, but... Alrighty, we are going around the island, obviously, that's what I said. Maybe it's time for us to hand fly into the island. No, not really. I'm gonna keep it this way. I'm gonna keep it this way for a little bit. Ooh, I did forget to refuel at Dillingham, but we can obviously refuel at Honolulu. So it's not that big of a deal. We will go ahead and do that at Honolulu. I hope there's a fuel box somewhere at Honolulu. There's a lot of military stuff going on at Honolulu, so I'm not gonna touch that side. Unfortunately, I don't see a fuel box available to us at Honolulu. So I guess we'll have to just manually refuel our aircraft. Yeah. Yeah, though plenty of GA parkings here though. Plenty of GA parkings. Yeah, so we'll be okay. We can come into Honolulu and get that steady and ready. Okay, I'm just gonna turn our aircraft out of these mountainous terrains before we run into more trouble here, which I really don't want, right? I'm gonna turn in this way. There we go. I'm tempted to get the Jurassic Park Orbex pack, but I don't know if it's worth it. I'm not entirely sure if it's too fictional for my taste, but I don't know if that's something you guys are interested in seeing or checking out, or, you know. Let me know. It's a little too fictional for my taste and my style of flying. Could be useful though, you know, you never know. I think the aircraft sounds are being muted a little bit too much by the ducking filter that I have on my mic. Perhaps, maybe, I'm not too sure. Alright, let's continue on our island escapade in Hawaii. Kailua. We're not too far away from Pearl City at this moment. We can actually traverse the island straight forward if we want to. I don't like the LODs on the trees. I mean, the same LOD on the tree issue is there kind of in 2020, but in 2024 it's a bit more noticeable. I don't like, because of how good the vegetation is up close, the contrast between that and that is just a little too much for my taste. And LOD issues, huh? Saint Bart's of the Florida Keys. Oh, we need to go to Key West, by the way. That's another place that we have to explore. Florida Keys. We have to fly. Okay, you know what? I'm taking manual control. Yep, we are too close to the ground here. I'm taking manual control there. There was a strong gust right there. Alright, we got it back under control. You know what I'll do? I'm just gonna go in and cut our throttle. Honolulu should be flatter. Let's go towards Pearl City. Let's just manually take our aircraft into Pearl City. And we'll get there quicker if I'm manually flying it anyway. Much better. Weather systems are much better in 2024. Listen, almost everything is better in 2024 except for the ground textures, and I don't like the interface. I'll say the user interface is better in 2020 for a number of reasons. There are certain things that are better in 2024, like being able to see the entire simulator from the simulation map. That's pretty cool. But apart from that one point in 2024, the user interface is better in 2020, and the ground texture resolution ground texture resolution specifically is better in 2020. But apart from these 2 points, 2024 is better. Apart from those 2 points, 2024 is better. And I kept both of them side by side for a really long time. Well, for about a year, I guess. So yeah, I'm pretty positive about what I'm saying. Okay. We are not too far away from Pearl City. I think we can see it off in the distance there. It's time to cut our throttle. Video game graphics in 24. Okay, let's try fly over this memorial here and the museum as respectfully as possible without doing too much shenanigans. They always wanted a video game, but we shouted from the rooftops, no. No. That's the thing. See, that is exactly the thing. This is Asobo tried to make, because they go where the money is. Microsoft, Asobo, they go where the money is, and there's no money in hardcore flight simulation. There is in an arcade level game, so they wanted to hit both those birds with the same stone, and they kind of have, to be honest. A lot of people who are not into flight simulation do use Microsoft Flight Simulator. So they won in that regard, but a lot of hardcore flight simmers have a lot of complaints, right? Because it's a little too gamey and arcadey, but they've fixed a lot of it in 2024, I'm not gonna lie. It does feel much more flight simulatory here. Okay, so we are upon the memorial. Okay, we are upon the memorial right here. This is exactly where we are. So we can see one of the museums right there that I believe is the Missouri USS Missouri Battleship museum right there. And we've got our Pearl Memorial right beneath us, as well as the USS Utah Memorial. That is right. Oh, our temperature has gone so cold in the cabin at this point. I'm gonna turn everything off. Okay, so something that I need to worry about here. Let's go to external mode and let's fly around here. Checking out the entire area as respectfully as we possibly can. There we go. Right, this is the entire area that we are circling, ladies and gentlemen. The area of Pearl Harbor Memorial. Just gonna try and maintain altitude without crashing anyway. Let's go back and check out the USS Missouri, which is still docked and fully visible here. There it is. We can see it off in the distance. I'm gonna go towards it. Give me a second. And right here, I believe, is the USS Utah Memorial coming up. There we go. Let's turn in towards, if we turn really tightly, we can take a look at the battleship. Okay, so let me try to turn in really tightly if it will let me. There it is. There is the battleship. Hello there, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? There is a USS Missouri. There we go. Alright. Now the Pearl Harbor Museum is behind us. Trying to remain not. Let's go check that out. Welcome to the live stream, Miss Soshi. Arizona. I don't know which one it is. I think the map has it a bit messed up. I think the labels are a little bit wrong here. I don't know where the Arizona. Let me check it out. No, the Arizona Memorial is right here. We passed it. We passed it. The Arizona Memorial is right here. So the Pearl Harbor Memorial Museum is to our right, and the Arizona Memorial is right here. So this is the Missouri. The actual ship that's floating here is a museum. It's a battleship museum. This right here is the Arizona Memorial right here. Wait, hold on. I can't change the view quick enough. Sorry, guys. Oh, no. This right here. There, that is the museum. The underwater, where you can stand and see the ship sunk underneath the waters. That is the USS Arizona Memorial. Alright. That ship is so cool. I didn't know the sim had all this detail. Yes, this area is very nicely modeled here. This area is very nicely, and right here somewhere near us is the Pearl Harbor Memorial Museum. That I believe is somewhere right here. Yeah, but the main building that this one right here I believe is where it is. I'm not too sure, but the main building we all recognize is this one right here, the Arizona Memorial, which is right here. Okay, right off to the wingtip. That is the one. Okay. Alright, I think we have paid our due respects here. Let's head on towards Honolulu and get out of here. What type of aircraft are you in? Looks new. Very good observation, Miss Soshi. That is actually this is the 414 Chancellor that I was able to pick up from the marketplace with a 50% off discount on one of the sales that recently passed. The same sale where I picked up the Piper Comanche, I was able to pick this up for 50% off. It's a steal. For such a deal, it's a steal. That's a steal deal right there, and had to pick it up. An incredibly well modeled aircraft. I have been in love with this cockpit and this particular style of aircraft since I flew the 404 Titan in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's there by default. I even made a tutorial for it, the 404 Titan, and I was very thrilled to find the 414 Chancellor, which is a very similar model to the 404 Titan. In fact, if you ask me to point out the differences, I can't even tell you. Right? I was so glad that someone made a study level and a good study level model for this particular aircraft. It is very well simulated with lots of systems, deeply simulated. We even have some circuit breakers functioning. So very good deal. I think I picked it up for $20. It's usually $40. I got it for 50% off, something like that. Yep. What is it? Fighter, older aircraft? I'm sorry, I know nothing about it. That's perfectly alright. We're here to learn. So this is a GA aircraft, as you can see. Perhaps if I show it to you from the external view, you'll understand much better, right? There you go. This is a GA aircraft. It can seat about 7-8 people or something like that. Somewhere in that roundabout. We can see Honolulu right there. We will... no, that's not Honolulu, sorry. Yes, it's a very nice new livery. So yeah, it's a GA aircraft with 2 turboprop engines, and it's a very beautiful one. And as you can see from the cockpit, it's a retro aircraft. Not exactly a very modern aircraft per se, but not too old, not too new, kind of retro. And very beautiful. Very beautifully done aircraft. Absolute pleasure to fly in. I mean, I've been flying this for 2 hours, and I've nowhere near bored of it. Very beautiful. So that's what this aircraft is, Miss Soshi. Hope that makes sense. Okay, we can come into land now at Honolulu. Now, to prepare ourselves for landing, I'm going to fly out here a little bit, and we'll align ourselves in such a way that we have a nice little headwind into the landing. Can you go into the cabin? Can we see the interior? That is a beautiful suggestion. As a matter of fact, you know what? I had not done that until now. Thank you very much for suggesting that. Let's hold the current... Oh, no. Let me turn the heading. Let's use autopilot to hold the current course here. Before I actually land into Honolulu, let's go ahead and do that right away. Thank you for that excellent suggestion. So here we go. Let's take a look at this beautiful cabin. Okay, a lot of things are model, but a lot of things aren't model at the same time. But as you can see, it doesn't have any partition. Thank you for not smoking. Let me cut the throttle a little bit there. I've seen the interior. It has passengers. It should. I don't. If it does, I've removed the option for passenger modeling. I think I've removed it most likely if it does. So we've got a nice little modeling here, some coat hangers and something like that. We've got some sort of refrigeration units which we can't open, shame, but still. I think a lot of these things are not interactable, but this is. We can open this up. We've got our tray table right here, which is pretty nice, right? And our cup holders, which is pretty good. So yeah, the cabin looks pretty nice, don't get me wrong, it looks really good, but I believe they can make it a little bit more interactive. These curtains and whatever, they could do that, but it looks good. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, it looks very nice. So yeah, that's a cabin for you. Obviously you can open the doors up and stuff, which we're not going to do, we're in flight, but yeah, texturing is not bad. It's not the very best in the entire world, but it is not bad at all. It's exceptionally high standard, very good, right? I would like to get rid of this color. I'm not a huge fan of this particular type of beige. I would like to change it to a more gray interior if I can. Anyway, that being said, it's time for us to turn around, so let's do that. Disconnect autopilot and turn ourselves around right here. Okay, let's do that. We're going to prepare ourselves for landing into Honolulu, and I think today for this particular live stream, maybe it's a good idea to leave it right here. Maybe it's a good idea to leave it right here. I think I'll explore the rest of Honolulu there on a part 2 perhaps using another aircraft, perhaps the same aircraft. But I think for today, this is where we can leave it. We'll land into Honolulu and we'll leave it here. Okay, so there it is. We are lining up pretty much with Honolulu. I'm going to turn on my autopilot one more time just so it can hold the altitude. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put... this heading mode is very annoying. Okay, right here. I'll leave it like this. Alright, time to prepare for landing a little bit, isn't it? Let's get these to high. Let's get our landing lights out. Taxi lights can go on in advance. Let me take a look at our cabin condition. It's just fine. I'm not worrying about it right now. Fuel mixture rich. RPM is still gonna stay like that. And when we slow down, we can put down prop. Sync can come off. Let's fly this way for now. You know what? It's a little early for the mixture to be rich. So just continue flying like this for the time being. Just give it a bit more speed here so we can reach it a little quicker. There we go. That is wonderful, everybody. The ocean, the waters around Hawaii are so deep because obviously we're sitting in the ocean. Sitting in the Pacific Ocean right there. That's probably why we... yeah, that's pretty cool anyway. So I don't know if the volume of the aircraft drops a little too much when I speak. I don't think it does. I think it's perfectly fine. Che bellissimo, no? Alright, oggi. Okay, this is not the airport we're landing at. This, by the way, is Kapolai. What is this airport called? Kaleoleo. Oh my gosh. It's called Kaleoloa. Kaleoloa. We're not landing at Kaleoloa. We're landing at Honolulu. Okay, so let's go ahead and max everything out like we should. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let me throttle ourselves down here. Head ourselves a little bit towards the runway. Just like that. Cut throttle. I'm going to cut the RPM here just so we slow down. It's a little trick I like to do. It's not recommended. Butcher the name some more. It's funny. I think I got it. It's Kaleoloa. Yep, I got it. Now I can't butcher it. I got it. Kaleoloa. Once I get it, it's okay though. Okay, let me turn a little bit more in. I really need to get beyond ATC. We need ATC. These flights are going to be so much fun. Oh my lord. I know ATC is not available. Oh guys. I know this is too much information, but my buttocks area is not looking good. Easier to say after a Mai Tai. I don't know what a Mai Tai is. What is a Mai Tai, Mr. Mike Coffee? Okay. Let's put our cowl flaps to open position. We still don't have Honolulu, the runway in sight, so I'm just going to continue. We could use the localizer if we wanted to. Should we do that? What's the need for today, right? We don't need to do that today. Yeah, we really don't. We have visuals anyway, we'll be fine. Drink, I've never had one but heard about it. Maybe you should grab a cushion. Yeah, I should. I should grab a cushion, but believe it or not, guys, I don't have a cushion. I don't have a pillow. I live a very strange existence. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's put our RPM to max now. Cut that throttle further. And I'm going to take manual control from the autopilot in an attempt to try and land ourselves visually here with... Okay, we are perfectly fine with our altitude, to be honest with you. Where is that warning coming from? The airport is right ahead of us. We could land it anywhere we want. Yeah, there's a runway right ahead of us. We could go there. Do you have a shopping cart then? What does that mean? What does that mean, Mr. Runners? I think I'll... What is that noise? Okay, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it further. I'm gonna put down our gear. Should help us slow down. Right on the edge of flap speed. I'm gonna turn it in so we can use some flaps here. Side slipping. There we go. Flaps down. There we go. Flaps down. Flaps down. Flaps down, RPM maxed out, and down we go. There we go. We can level out our aircraft right there. Oh. Let me go to some replay. Means if you're on the streets. Oh, is that what you mean? I'm not out on the street, Mr. Honest. We're too low now. Okay, let's give it a bit of power here. Sorry about that. I had to go and turn on Sky Dolly. We'll get back on track right now. The passengers must be scared, but they're scared for every one of my flights anyway. Oh, look at that. We can see Honolulu. That is a beautiful scene. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that. Look at how beautiful that scene is. Look at Honolulu right ahead of us. Wow. We're too slow. There's too much of a headwind too. I'm gonna punch our engines a little hard here. Try and gain some altitude. Oh, that looks so good. Wow, Honolulu looks amazing. Wow, that's brilliant, isn't it? Okay, time for us to cut that engine and begin our descent. Brilliant. More power, Scotty. We need more power. Yep. Brilliant. Oh, that is one of the most beautiful scenes for landing I've ever come into. Looking absolutely gorgeous. Minimums, proceed. That's right. Let's come in. What a gentle bird. Let's cut our throttle here. Just float around for a bit and down we go. Okay, again, FS Realistic doing its thing. That's good enough for us. We're having a little bit of an... I don't get this... okay, I'll do this later on once we are... Look at Honolulu ahead of us, guys. Come on, isn't that wonderful? Why is the wind so bad? Okay, we'll turn off at the next one. And we'll see what we can do. Gonna put my flaps up here. Okay, I'm gonna hold it right here. Hold right here. Let's go into this panel right here, retract that, and we can actually turn this down to low. Mixture can be pulled. RPM is okay. Cowl flaps are open. Give it a bit of RPM there. We'll give it a bit right here. Brilliant. This can come to off. And oh my god, come on. Let me try to operate this thing. Yep, off please. Thank you very much. I'm not really worried about it. I will leave it on standby. How about that? This can come to off right here if I can twist it the right way around. Yes, it is. That's fine. FD, altitude, all that stuff can come off. Alright, nav1, GPS. We'll leave it on GPS right there. Our cabin is too hot. Our passengers must be complaining. Not that I care. Let's cool it down a little bit, shall we? We'll cool the cabin down a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and park our aircraft, and then we'll take a look at our landing replays. There we go, everybody. There we go. Let me cut the RPM down before we start overspeeding here. Brilliant. Thank you, Mr. Mike Coffee. That landing was okay, but it was not as good as the our landing into Dillingham. I think I cut the throttle a little too soon, though. Okay, we'll find a little... Oh, the GA parkings are all very far away. Should have landed at the other airport. I mean, other runway. That's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and find ourselves a little GA parking, which is going to be quite far from us. Are these GA parkings? Ah, there might be one nearby. Okay. Welcome to Honolulu, everybody. And if you take a look to this side, you can see the city of Honolulu right there, looking really, really lovely, as well as the port. Oh, we need to make that turn. My bad. And this is KPH. What is this called? KPHL? What is this? What is the code for Honolulu? I forgot. PHNL. There you go. Not KP. I keep saying K because it's part of the United States, but it's PHNL. Okay. Sorry about the erratic taxiing here. Ah, there we go. We've got a stand there. Beautiful. Give it a bit more oomph there. We need about 1,000 RPM more or less to taxi. That's a good RPM right there to taxi. Ugh, I'm not doing very well controlling this aircraft. It's pretty good though. It's pretty realistic. Much easier to control from the inside here. Okay, we'll make this turn. Yeah, unfortunately today the weather is very bad. I don't think the floral shirts will work today, huh? I love Hawaiian shirts, by the way. I love Hawaiian shirts. Especially the ones that are only like two-tone. It's like not a lot of color on there, but just two-tone, maybe red with some white flowers or, you know, something like that. I love it. I love it. Okay, I think it's time for us to turn in here. Yep, we'll find... There we go. Plenty of parkings here for us. Hey, look at the amount of caravans here. What kind of airline is this? Clearly there's some sort of a carrier or something. I don't know. We can put ourselves anywhere we want, to be honest. I think I'm just going to do that today. Yeah, we can literally put ourselves anywhere here. So let's just do that. We will go ahead and park ourselves somewhere right here. Let us do that. Perhaps we should have... Let's turn around. Yeah, let's turn around. Love Navigraph. You see the airport when you taxi. Yeah, Navigraph is definitely really good. I mean, Little Navmap does the same thing, by the way. Like, I'm looking at Little Navmap right now. Look at that. I'm using that as a guide to park. Obviously, it's not as good as Little Navigraph, but, you know, it does the job. Trying to park into this, but we can't turn steep enough. Yeah, there we go, see? This is funny. I can't turn steep enough to park. We need a marshal to park this, don't we? Yeah, we do. We need a marshal to park this in properly. I'll just park it. Let's try. It's too much. It's too much power. Come on, why am I getting all this power from? All of a sudden, I'm getting too much power to control the aircraft. Doesn't make any sense. Let me try park it here. I should be able to. Come on. Nope. Still missed the mark there. Still missed the mark there, but that's okay. I'm just gonna leave it right here. Okay, time for our landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna clean this up. It has the same kind of engine like the 310, I believe. I'm not aware of the 310. I'm not aware of the 310. Are you talking about the 404 Titan or something else? I don't know what the 310 is. Okay, let's play. Let's check out how that landing went. Yeah, I cut the throttle too soon. And I flared too hard. That's why we kind of dropped onto the ground there. Still not a bad landing. And I promise I'll work on FS Realistic to fix this issue. I'm gonna write that down here so I don't forget. FS Realistic. Yeah, got it down. I'm not gonna forget. Alright, brilliant. Let's go ahead and take a look at some more landing replays. Let's check this one. You know what? We checked that the last time. Let's check this guy. Look at what a beautiful and sleek aircraft this is. It's so sleek. Really nice. Far more sleeker than modern aircrafts, to be honest, some of them. Alrighty. Brilliant. Brilliant. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at that landing replay from my favorite view. Let's take a look at that. Oh yeah. Look at that view right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's beautiful. Brilliant. There we go. Let's take a look at that landing one more time with Honolulu in the background there. Landing into Honolulu. Brilliant. Okay, let's go ahead and find our aircraft exactly where we left it. I'm fast forwarding through the taxi here. There we go. And attempting to park here. Ta-da. Alright everybody. It's time for us to shut down our engines, isn't it? So let's put our fuel auxiliary pump down to off. Come down here, take care of some lights, taxi lights off, anti-collision lights off. Let's come down here and what else can we do? This is already off, isn't it? Yep. We'll turn that off. We'll cut RPM down to low. Feather that. And cut our mixture. What on earth is rotating? Oh, that's not right. Something is still going on. Ah. There we go. Let's make sure all of this is pushed in. We'll release this. And that's looking good. Okay. Magneto's off. And then we can come in here and turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. Turn the cabin fans off. There we go. You can also turn those off. Turn the battery off. And we can come down here. We can open up everything, right? So we can do chocks, engine plugs, tie downs, static wick, pitot covers. If we want to put a GPU, we can, but I'm not gonna. We're going to go ahead and what else? Rudder lock, a yoke lock there. Yokes displayed fully. Then we are going to open up the doors, right? Let's go ahead and cabin upper, cabin lower. Alrighty. There we go. Welcome to Honolulu, everybody, and I hope you guys had a good time today. That was pretty fun, right? That was a really nice little live stream with... Thank you very much, Mr. Mike Coffee. Much appreciated. I shall catch you in the next one. See ya. All right. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in the live stream today. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good stuff for the channel as we push towards 1,000 subscribers here as usual. I am very sorry that super chats and memberships and all that stuff is not available yet for my channel because I messed up linking my AdSense and all that stuff. I'm still working on sorting that out, and once that happens, we'll be able to work on all of that. Hopefully I'll do that before we reach 1,000 subscribers. All right, that being said, I want to thank everybody who tuned in the chat. Mr. Mike Coffee as usual. EM, thank you very much as usual. Anas, thank you very much. And Soshi, thank you very much for tuning in to the chat. Much appreciated. Booker370, thank you very much for tuning in there as well. I didn't see your comment there during the live. I apologize, but thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated, mate. So there we go. That ends our flight for today. I think that's all today for our live chat members, but thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. EM, thank you very much, and I shall see you soon, mate. See ya. All right, with all that being said, have yourself a good day. Take care of yourselves. I shall catch you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye. See ya, Miss Soshi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See ya very soon. I like the music I have on.